Hey YouTube, coming at you with a team that got me an 11 game win streak early on in the season. Actually, not early on the season, like 2 days ago, and it's a very, very strong team in a really weird way. So I started with mawile, shout out mawile, because I played with it in the previous cup, 10 the last season, and it was such a nice answer to Sableye. You would lose if you like let the foul play go, but you lose in like the 0 to 2 shield. So you'd grab 2 shields. And I'm like, Steel's a nice answer for your like flyers, but also Steel Fairy is a nice answer to fighters, right? You have that there. And then I was like, okay, what do I want to pair with it? And then I was looking, I was just like, Galarian Weezing. I haven't used Galarian Weezing yet in a long time. Let's just go double fairy, wind, double fairy, wind Pokemon. And I'm like, okay. This team is going to be very weak to like a Swampert, or like a Steel, or your main two weaknesses, right? Because you don't really have a lot to throw there. So I was debating between Swampert and Trevenant, but I thought like, Lanturn, like this main thing is like to deal with like Lanturn. And like if Swampert's going to be an issue, I'd rather have like Trevenant. So I used that, and I went on an 11 game win streak. And I got some good battles like right off the beginning here of like losing lead and just the fight that you can get with Galarian Weezing in the mid game here. So like I lost the lead. They're staying in with Sableye, so I'm gonna bait because I'm like, if they're staying in with Sableye, they probably do not want this to come in the back. I shield up because I think it could be a return, just foul play, which is fine. You would have resisted it. And out comes the Registeel. So a little slow on the change there. And you are going to see the sort of weakness of this Pokemon. Like, it's a non-stab Brutal Swing. You do get to it pretty quickly. So, like, I can ship a bunch here, which is not too bad. And now it's basically within Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball range. So that's not terrible, right? So we have a Zap Cannon, goodbye. That's fine. Not much I can do. I can get this off. I don't want to take a Zap Cannon or anything, even though it's resisted. Sorry if I sound nasally. I'm fighting off congestion here. Hit it with Shadow Ball. I can instant swap again if the Sableye comes in. And out comes a Lanturn. And here we go. This is like one of its strengths is you can play rough, which does a good amount of chip damage. You live one surf. And now because I have that energy advantage, I can even like just bait an Iron Head that will probably grab a shield. Oh, actually, they did not throw. And the reason, I remember this. I didn't throw either because I need some energy advantage on the energy advantage here, and I know that everything's resisted, so I'm just gonna let that go, get a ton of farm. So I'm basically at 2 Shadow Balls coming out. I don't care about any move that is being thrown at me. Get the full farm down. Basically 2 Shadow Balls coming out here, just short, but I'm gonna be able to take this matchup. I think I'm gonna let this go, knowing that I'm basically at back-to-back. So getting out of a tricky situation there. Stunfisk is interesting. So you need to basically stay in with Stunfisk because you really don't have any answer in the back to Stunfisk or Bastion or stuff like that. So that is why Swampert may be a better lead Pokemon here. But I use Trevenant because it's just, I think like just outside of the flyers, I think Trevenant is just like all around. No, that's not true. Because Swampert's like neutral in almost every situation except for grass. And you have a Steel in the back, so you could use Swampert. I just use Trevenant, and I time perfectly here. So you can win going straight Shadow Ball if you get the extra movement and then CMP here. Because that way you get to the third Shadow Ball the same time that they're getting to the next Rock Slide. And you're going to CMP for the win. So that is just good timing on my part. I do that properly once in a while. So take that lead. Out comes the Sableye. I have 2 answers. Like Galarian Weezing is your safe swap because if you get hit with, so Jellicent is not an answer to this, but I guess they are really rough in the back to this. Because you get hit with like Registeel or Bastion, at least you can hit for neutral damage with Brutal Swing. Iron Head and Play Rough are both resisted on the mawile, so that's why that has to be your back end there. But like this Pokemon is somewhat tanky. As you just saw, I took a full Shadow Ball there, and I'm gonna have a move coming out to take this out. Then Weezing surprised me. You can take, I don't know if it's in here. You could take multiple surfs. Like one surf does not take you out from... One surf does not take you out from a Lanturn. Like, no, sorry. 2 surfs don't take you out from a Lanturn. Perfect. I think this may be it here. So get the play rough off here, because this will do like good chip damage. They're gonna get a surf. If I remember, it did, like, I was still in the green. If I remember this matchup. Yeah, right? You're still in the green. So maybe the sparks plus the surfs will add up. Yeah, so the sparks will add up. So it is 2 surfs. But this chip, like, that's all I needed to do, realistically, right? Was grab a shield. So you've done your job. Oh yeah, see, you do live 2 surfs, and then it's just the sparks that take you out, right? So surprisingly bulky. And this is why I also use trevenant, because now I don't need to respect the surfs, as in like Swampert, you would need to respect it. And they come in Altaria, and I played this matchup a bunch in the last set too. I may just shield anyways. Yeah, it is Dragon Pulse, like, because the Sky Attack still does like 50%, even though it's resisted, because you are just very, very fragile. But loaded with energy here. This move lasting in 1 shot. Goodbye. They're going to come back in with Lanturn. I can just go Iron Head because it is pretty low here, and I'm a Shadow. So this is going to do a good amount of damage. Not enough to take it out, but do get the farm down. What's in the back is a Metacham, and I am weak to fighting here. Well, actually, I'm neutral to fighting, but I'm at a play rough. So I can get this play rough off. This will basically 1-shot, and now I have Trevenant to sweep in the back. So this is a really sneaky back line in the fact that, like, so if you see like a Registeel or Galarian Stunfisk or Bastion in the back line, you're in trouble. But that's why you have the front Pokemon to deal with that. Gliscor, probably going to chip here, and then I'll go into weezing. But like, both have great matchups against Altaria. Both have really good matchups, not really good, but pretty good matchups against Metacham. You're going to resist the Noctowls flying with your mawile. You take like 2 surfs plus the sparks on Galarian weezing. Both charge pretty fast with the Fairy Wind, right? So we know 1 surf's not going to take us out. Let's do a bunch of chip damage here. So it was a really interesting combo. When I went 11 straight before losing, I was like, this is interesting. Like I said, it depends on your meta. See, look, Thunderbolt. I live with Thunderbolt. Let's just get the brutal swing off. Okay, or not. And out comes a Skarmory. So this is rough because, again, it's a steel, so steel resists everything that mawile has. Sky Attack is also going to be resisted, though. But again, so Sky Attack still does like 50% because mawile is very glassy. That glassiness is... you still can hit really hard. I'm just going to chip here because I think then it was within like claw range to a certain extent if they throw here and they end up shielding, so that's great. And if they just try and go for the full farm, I maybe could have gone up to play rough. I think they just committed to the farm down here. But let's just chip this. And then they come in Lanturn, which is an interesting move because now I can basically just come out with multiple moves here. Thunderbolt does chip, so I need to take this out before I take another move. I know they're basically at a Sky Attack here. So that Claw will go through. I have to shield. They may get to another one before I take them out. Yep. But now it is 1 HP versus a couple HP, and the Fairy Wind is going to farm down here. So farm down with Fairy Wind before that registers on me. Good game. Again, weezing is a safe swap. You could take a play rough Swampert. So this is kind of your worst case scenario. Pelipper. So I lost lead. I lost switch here. Hopefully I can grab a shield before they take me out. You'll survive 1 Hydro from this range, no problem. Especially non-shadow. You will survive this. So I will get chip damage off here. Not chip damage. This will take it out if they don't shield, which is great. So I will grab shield advantage. So that is the strength of this. The only problem is now they're going to have like 3 moves coming. They're going to be loaded with energy here. So even if I come in and claw, they're going to get like 3 Hydros off, which is going to be a lot of damage. So I may need to shield one anyways. And they give up to Altaria, and there we go again. Thinking, I've already burned 1 fairy. What idiot uses double fairy in a steel meta? This guy. And that is just a punishment of an answer here. Gonna take this out. Still have shield advantage. Have some energy here. Have some energy on the trevenant. And they're just lost for words, because what are they gonna do? They come in here. I'll shield. Shield this. That Fairy Wind Register is gonna take it out, and now I'm gonna have multiple moves here coming out. Well, not multiple. I'll have one move here. And they're gonna have to throw here. Oh, they let it go, thinking that they don't want to take a Shadow Ball. And the damage is done. Mawile just sweeping here. I'm like, I could just Fairy Wind down at this point. Or Claw down. Does not matter. Not going to be able to take me out. So yeah, 11 in a row with this team. Honestly, risky in some places. You could just how weak you are. Oh, right. This is why you should run Swampert. I have no answer for Charizard. This was a loss because the Swampert would be better for this team, I think, just because you're a better answer to the steals. And you're an answer to fire, which is kind of rough for a fairy in the back. So I have nothing here, and I'm coming here. I do, because I can spam, I do grab a couple shield back, even though I lose this matchup. But yeah, so if you're going to run this team, I would probably, again, even though I went on an 11-game win streak, I'd probably want to Swampert for this exact reason, and just better against like Registeel and stuff like that. And even though you don't resist Lanturn as much, you're still doing okay against Lanturn. So that would be my suggestion. But yes, kind of spicing it up, kind of doing something new and unique for this meta. And it worked. I'm at probably my highest, and it's a Sableye in the back, so this is a good answer here. But it's not a good answer, and a Ferrothorn, so this game's over. Because now they have a Steel that resists every single move here. That's a problem. So Ferrothorn's a problem as a grass if you didn't use Trevenant, right? If you Swampert here, you would only have basically Brutal Swing to throw. You could throw Earthquake as neutral, but it's not great. So, right? So trade-offs between what you want to use here. So yeah, anyways, this team just basically hard counters my team. There's nothing I could do. I'm at my highest win rate percentage that I've been in probably like 4 or 5 seasons. I'm at like 60, not 66, because I'm just under that. I'm like 62, 63% win percentage after like 5-6 days of playing. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5.5, because I played half of it already today. So yeah, I'm at like a 60 some odd win percentage right now, which is the highest I've been in a while. And it's funny because I'm using like, well, not, you're going to see later this afternoon, I used a very meta team this afternoon, a modified double shadow team, not shadow, double ghost team. That'll be coming this afternoon. But like core breaking with Abomasnow, Ferrothorn I tried out. This team, double fairy, I used Togedemaru. You're going to see that coming up probably on the weekend, because I'm going to do 2 videos today plus Color Cup teams tomorrow, and then run Color Cup for a bit. So good catch here on the rock slide. And they come with Sableye, which is not an answer. I can just go straight Iron Head, I think. Yeah, so Togedemaru. So really kind of like fun picks with a good win percentage in a meta that is still Lanturn Noctowl, right? So I am enjoying what I've been playing so far. They're going to have to go return here. So the problem is with the non-stab Brutal Swing, I don't even think, even though I'm this neutral, I don't think it does. Yeah, it does so, not like 35%. It's not a great move. That's Galarian Weezing's sort of biggest weakness. Could you run Overheat on it instead of Brutal Swing? Yes. Yes, you could, because Play Rough will hit neutral in most situations, and then the only thing that it's not going to hit neutral against, you're going to be able to hit super effective with Overheat, probably against the steals. So you could run Overheat. I just kind of like it as a bait move and kind of like it as a coverage move. So this one was probably my 5-0 here. Yeah, so 11 straight with this team. So you could use, so yeah, what would I change? Probably go Swampert in the lead instead, just as a better answer to steals and fire. You could run Overheat on Galarian Weezing. It's not a must. But like Fairy Wind Player Up is pretty spammy in most neutral situations. and you can probably get to it pretty fastly. And you're okay tank, like we saw a couple Surfs plus Spark live. So you're pretty decent on tank. So you could do something like a Nuke Overheat to throw at your steals or grab shields and then have mawile sweep in the back. But nice answer to the overall meta, right? So it was fun. Stay tuned for like, it's just it's a modified like Sableye, Trevenant team. Pretty common, but that'll be going today. And then we'll do top teams for Color Cup tomorrow. And then we'll do a couple Color Cup teams Thursday, Friday. And then I'll have Saturday, I will have Togedemaru for sure. No, maybe I'll do that Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, I'll do Togedemaru, and then I'll see what else I can come up with. And I know a lot of you liked the Great League Pokemon to focus on for building. And we'll do that for Ultra League as well, either this weekend or next weekend. So I haven't decided when. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.